Fall fragrances are all about big, bold notes that make a statement. And for my September perfume tray, it's been all about bold glamour. We want to be fire in these streets, just looking and feeling our best while also making big statements with our fragrances. So I have a bunch of fragrances to come, 12 in fact, that are big, bold, and then some, that really encapsulate the energy I'm trying to give for the month of September. Maybe there's a gem in here for you, a little bit of inspiration if you are trying to get a bit louder with your perfume game.
You know better, but you just can't get enough.
Hi, I'm Jeanique, and subtlety is overrated. Sometimes you want to make big, bold statements with your fragrances, and this month I'm trying to do just that. People talk about quiet glamour or quiet sophistication, and I have a video on all of that coming up this month, but for right now, for this perfume tray, I'm trying to give loud and proud. So let's get into some of the fragrances that I'll be wearing. There'll be 15 fragrances. I know that's a lot, but 15 fragrances on my tray this month, giving a whole bunch, and I hope you stick around for the rest of the video.
Yeah, I call you wildlife of the party, but you just can't get enough.
Let's start off with my office fragrances for the month. The theme I'm going with is 90s realness. I want something bold, in your face, and reads, you know, modern woman. That's the vibe I'm trying to give. And so for that reason, one of the fragrances I'm going with this month is Hamza from Swiss Arabian. I recently picked this bad boy up in my Arabian haul video. I talked a little bit more about it, and we're putting it to work for the month of September. Now, this is a very heavy white floral fragrance with things like orange blossom and gardenia in here. So if you are not a white floral girl, this is not for you. This is a 90s take on a white floral fragrance. It does feel updated for 2023, but a lot of it screams throwback. There's some vetiver, some rose, some orange, a little bit of honey in here for a little bit of sweetness, but it is very, very, very bold, very much in your face, and I'm such a fan of this little guy here. The next one I'm gonna go with is Lavender. I guess I'm doing a lot of Arabian fragrances in my in my work fragrance section, but I'm doing Al Haramain's Lavender Perfume. Now, this is supposed to be a dupe of Creed Aventus. For her, it's not a dupe. It's not a dupe because this is far more citrusy, far more white floral than that one. It's not nearly as delicate and soft as, it's just a lot more in your face. This reminds me a lot of a lot of cheaper fragrances from the 90s and early 2000s, things like Burberry Touch, or Burberry Weekend, or Burberry Landa, or anything like that, Chloe Nomad. A lot of those fragrances have this combination of like a resinous heavy white floral, something like labdanum or gardenia, mixed with a very distinct citrus, something like bergamot, with some moss and some, you know, some woods, maybe some oak moss in the base. This is that. This is the vibe this gives. It's very much a 90s floral, early 2000s floral in what it gives. It's very powerful and really, really nice if you want something with a lot of push to it. I'm going to enjoy wearing this. It makes me feel real powerful, and I love that for me. Giving even more power is Versace Eros EDT. Now, this is on paper a men's fragrance, but I'm gonna be wearing it because of course I am. This is a fragrance that the florals are barely discernible in here. It is mostly green. There's a lot of mint in it. There are some smoothening notes like vanilla and tonka in here that help to smooth everything out. We have a crisp, wonderful green apple in here, adding to the freshness of the fragrance. And basically what you're getting with this, with all the musk and the cedar and everything else, is greenness, citrus, and a whole bunch of power. And I really do enjoy the EDT version as a lighter version of the fragrance to wear to work. I could never wear the EDP version to work. It's even louder than this, but I like this sort of fresher take on a daytime work time fragrance, and I'm gonna be enjoying wearing this month. I don't give it enough love because I very rarely want to wear unisex or masculine fragrances, but I'm on that sort of energy this month, and I'm gonna be wearing this one. For my daytime fragrances, I want to give a lot more sweetness than I'm wearing to work. And the granddaddy of this category has to be Dolce & Gabbana's The Only One. Now, I love this fragrance because it's this very, very sweet caramel fragrance. I've talked a little bit about how I love the Only One line in general, whether it's the Only One 2, the Only One Intense, it does not matter. I think they are some lovely fragrances, and this is the very sweet caramel. It's not a caramel that is like supported by a lot of like amber and woods to build out dimension. It's this very crisp, thin, very sweet caramel that really works with your body chemistry very well because it just sort of settles in and makes you smell just extra sweet and lovely. It is also great to layer with if you're wearing other aromatic or woody fragrances for the month. So I might enjoy wearing this in the daytime to just run errands, go to the grocery store, just smelling extra sweet like I want to. Sticking with the idea of keeping it sweet for daytime is the Perfume version of Grenade Pivoine from Fragonard. Now, this is greener rose, fresh rose, with a whole bunch of very sweet pear and a little bit of pomegranate for sharpness. It smells like there's a very light patchouli in the base. It doesn't say that there is. They say that it's cedar. I don't get a lot of cedar. I get musk, maybe a little bit of greenness, maybe a little patchouli in the base of this fragrance. But it's a really addictive one if you like a lot of sweetness, a lot of light, fresh sort of florals coming together to give you something sort of effortless and sweet for the daytime. So this is another one I'm gonna be wearing in the daytime. And last up, I'm going to be wearing a lot out of Zara's Feels at Nightfall. Now, I've talked about the fragrance this is duping. It's Zadig & Voltaire's This Is Her. This very delicious electronic fragrance that just layers well with everything, in my opinion. Now, this one is a far more musky, less creamy version of that fragrance, but it's still very, very good. So before it gets too cold out and I need to pull out the original, I'm gonna take advantage of this really musky take on This Is Her. Now, if you find the lactonic sort of note in This Is Her to be a little bit overwhelming, a little overpowering, it's just not your vibe, you might enjoy this a little bit more because it just scales down the creaminess and ups the musk a whole bunch to make this a sweet musky fragrance that is really great for just running around the city. For night, it's all about just smelling and feeling like a whole snack someone could eat, like really yummy and beautiful. And so first up, we gonna be doing Camera from Lattafa. Now, y'all know how I feel about Camera, right? Y'all know it's beautiful. It is so rich and decadent and layered and beautiful. It is a spicy vanilla fragrance that is airy and beautiful. Now, you could go and spend the money for Angel Share because it gives a similar vibe. It's not the same, but it gives a similar vibe for, like, you know, 5 times more money. Or you could check out Camera for being just a stunning fragrance that mixes together this subtle spiciness with vanilla, some florals, to just be a beautiful spicy gourmand just drink that I want to cover myself down in. And I'm excited it's September so I can wear the fuck out of this one. Now, the next one I'm gonna be wearing is one I recently tested and then went out and bought because I really enjoyed it so much, and it is Burberry Her Elixir. Now, this is a far heavier fragrance texturally than Camera, but similarly, you smell like a snack, right? This is strawberries and cream in one of the most beautiful ways that I've experienced it. A lot of strawberries and cream fragrances, in my opinion, either lean too heavily on one or the other, and it's just not as addictive and beautiful as I would have wanted. This is a beautiful combination of that creaminess and that heaviness with a bit of like this marshmallowy quality to it. The strawberry in here is so full and juicy and delicious. Strawberries and cream, y'all. I am going to be smelling like strawberries and cream, strawberry pound cake this month, and I cannot wait because I am obsessed with this fragrance. I've talked to y'all about how I tried this and I was shocked because I thought people were exaggerating about how good this was. They weren't. This is absolutely lovely. Now, part of the challenge when picking a purse spray for my night out is what will go with both of these. If I spray it down camera and I need to top up throughout the night, what is something that I can wear with both of these? And the one I'm gonna go with is Commodity Milk, and this is the expressive version. Now, something I said before is that lactonic fragrances layer beautifully with aromatic ones. For example, I love to layer This Is Her from Glammed here, that lactonic fragrance, with Mancera's Instant Crush, which kind of gives a BR540 vibe. Together, that saffron, the airiness of one and the milkiness of the other with the sweetness is really beautiful, lovely, and I love that combination. So Milk Expressive is going to work really, really well with camera, and I'm excited about putting them together this month. But I also think it will also help Burberry Her Elixir with the creaminess in that one to perform really, really well by adding us a little bit of spice from this one into that strawberries and cream mix. I'm excited about my nighttime fragrances because I want to be sprayed down and smelling beautiful. So y'all know the Trace theme this month is bold glamour, but what am I trying to give when I go out for special occasions? Well, the vibe I'm trying to give is a soft power kind of energy, and nothing screams soft power to me personally like curated for Her, which I have in this little container. Here's a travel size of this sort of apple floral fragrance that I think is absolutely beautiful. Now, this fragrance for me is simultaneously a powerful one because it has the sort of unisex elements like the really dark cedar in here, the heavy musk in here, but it has these sort of delicate elements like the peony and some of the citrus elements in here that help to soften the whole fragrance. We also have a beautiful green apple that is crisp and really nicely balances everything out. I'm such a fan of Curated for Her. I think it's a lovely fragrance, and I really do think it gives soft power. And if you're going to go out and you need to give like a little bit of oomph, then this gives a little bit of oomph. Now, the other one is a far more sensual power, I would say, and it's the white floral fragrance that I'm low-key obsessed with. It is a white floral turned all the way up. We got some tuberose, we have some orange blossom in here, we have some fruit. It's another one of the only one fragrances. Am I doing a lot of Dolce & Gabbana this month? I am. I make no apologies. No, this one, the sexiest fragrance is out there. It has a beautiful vanilla note in here that I just love. It's a little bit pillowy and airy. Now, this is the only one in tins. The other one was the original, the caramel version. This is the white floral, sexier, sensual friend. You know, shout out for Sunny Scents, because I saw her do a review and she included this on like date night fragrances or sexy fragrances. I will link her video, but child, I agree with her so much about how sexy this fragrance is. So for my special nights out where I want to feel my most sensual, my sexiest, I'm gonna be wearing the Dolce & Gabbana's The Only One too. No, this is not the only one too. I have the only one too as well. Yeah, this is the only one in tins, and this one is lovely, and I need y'all to know about it. Now, finally, for perfume oils, because we need to be layering at night and putting it down, we're doing extra woods here. And this is Jamila. I recently hauled this. Check out my Arabian haul video that I just posted. And this fragrance is from Swiss Arabian, and it is marmalade, very jammy cherry strawberry marmalade, and a whole bunch of deep dark woods in here. I think it's either cedar or ebony. It's ebony. With ebony, that is really, really lovely. And I think it's going to be a beautiful base for both Curated for Her that has some of those woody elements already, as well as the really sensual and succulent and beautiful white floral energy of The Only One Intense. Of course, I have bedtime scents because I always have bedtime scents. I stay spraying myself down after I try to go to bed because I want to smell nice and be confident and rock to sleep with something super comforting. Now, we're doing 3 things for bed essentially, and boom, here they are. This is what we're wearing to bed. So let's start off. We can start off with the Katy Perry. We're going to do Katy Perry Meow, which they say is a vanilla fragrance. It don't smell like that. You know what it smells like? It smells like sugar and pear. Sweet pear, extra sweet pear. It's sugar first. It smells like very sort of thin, flat sugar. It's very comforting in that way. And then there is like a pear nuance to it that helps to sort of amplify and complicate the sweetness just a little bit. Now, when I first got this fragrance, I was a little bit annoyed because I thought I was getting this vanilla bomb, but instead I got very sort of straightforward sugar. But I found that that means it's wonderful to go to bed. It's very comforting and lovely to just sort of ease yourself into the night, and I enjoy that for me. And the next one I'm gonna be wearing to bed, and I've already started because y'all know I just hauled this like a week ago because the video just went up like 3 days ago where I hauled it. I just bought this, and as you can see, I've been going buck wild, given there are 3, you know, perfumes on my tray for bedtime, and this is Choco Musk from Al Rahab. Now, I had misstated in my last video and said it cost $20 to $30. It doesn't. It costs like 10. It costs like $10, and I love that for me. And this fragrance is vanilla and sponge sugar. I've talked about how much I was shocked by how lovely it was. Now, I'd seen a lot of reviews of people talking about how lovely a vanilla fragrance this is, but when you see a price tag like $10 for 50 mils, you think, no fucking way. No fucking way. No way. There's no way it gives what needs to be gave. And then I tried it, and it's lovely, and it's really comforting. I wear this down, I overspray it, and it really just lulls me to sleep. Like I mentioned in that video, I don't think it has the power to go out into the streets with me, but as far as smelling lovely going to bed, this does the trick. Last up is a body splash body mist I picked up from Le Monde Gourmand. I was on a hunt to find me a fig fragrance, and they're hard to find for like a reasonable price, and I ended up on the Le Monde Gourmand site because they have a body splash that is a green fig fragrance. I ended up picking up their sample set, or their travel set, with 10 travel size fragrances at 7 mils each. I will come back with a review of those 10, sort of rank them, let you know what they give. But I also picked up this body mist as well. It's $28 that I paid for it, called Fleur Manoy. All this is, and it's lovely, it is coconut and gardenia. That's it. And it's not coconut milk in the way that we expect it to. It doesn't have the body, the texture of coconut milk. It's closer to coconut water, but it's definitely there. It's very distinct, and the gardenia is doing a lot of some of that creamier work with a very light, airy, really approachable gardenia that is lovely to go to bed. This just smells like you're outside in a garden. There's something really fresh and light and airy about it. So that's what I'm doing in terms of bed this month, which is very sweet vanilla, very sweet pear, and a little bit of soft, light floral energy to make me feel like I'm in a garden, and I love that. So yeah, I'm really excited about my bedtime fragrances because they're all really lovely. Which of these fragrances screams bold and glamorous to you? Which one most symbolizes the vibe that I'm trying to go for the month of September? Let me know down in the comment section. I would love to hear all about it. Now, if you enjoyed this video, check out my last perfume tray video all the way from July, when I was feeling myself trying to be sweet in these streets and doing a lot of sweeter fragrances, where I feature some of my favorite fragrances and some of my most complimented of all time. Check that one out. Now, if you enjoyed the video, I would appreciate if you would subscribe, show YouTube you want to be recommended more content from me. So go ahead and do that right now. Again, I'm Jeanique, trying to be loud and in charge this month with my fragrances, and doing a little bit too much by adding a whole lot of 15 fragrances to my tray, but I'm doing it and nobody can stop me. I'll see you in the next one. Bye, y'all.
Baby, you're the one and only. Baby, you've been on my mind. You know you don't have to be lonely. You can come and take my time.